Welcome back to my movie review series. Today, I'll be doing the review on the 2016 Disney movie, and this one is Zootopia. This is very amazing, having a city filled with animals, especially with a rabbit as a police officer. The movie was premiered on March 4, 2016. This movie was done by the same writers of who wrote Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, and Big Hero 6. The movie was airing on Disney Channel, Disney XD, Freeform, and streaming on Disney+, Hulu, Apple TV, and Amazon Prime Video. Now, basically what is the plot of this movie? In a world of anthropomorphic animals, Rabbit Judy hops from rural Bunnyboro fulfills her childhood dream of becoming a police officer in urban Zootopia. Despite being the Academy valedictorian, Judy is delegated to parking duty by Chief Bogo, who doubts her potential because she is a rabbit. On her first day, she is hustled by a con artist fox duo, Nick Wilde and Finnick. Judy abandons parking duty to arrest Duke Weaselton, a weasel who stole a bag of crocus bulbs known as Midnicampum holicithias. Bogo reprimands her, but an otter, Mrs. Otterton, enters Bogo's office pleading for someone to find her husband Demet, one of 14 predator animals who are missing. When Judy volunteers and Assistant Mayor Dawn Bellwether praises the assignment, Bogo has no choice but to give Judy the case, stipulating she has 48 hours to find Demet Otterton and that she must resign if she fails. Judy blackmails Nick into assisting her by covertly recording his confession to tax evasion. Having ascertained from photo evidence that Nick was the last to see Emmett, they track Emmett to a limousine owned by crime boss Mr. Big, who reveals Emmett went savage and reverted to a feral state and attacked his chauffeur Manches. At his home, Manches mentions Emmett yelled about night howlers before the attack, then Manches himself turned savage and chases the pair. Judy saves Nick by trapping Manches, and calls the ZPD for help. When help arrives, Manches has vanished. Now Judy and Nick must uncover the reasoning behind the animals going savage, and uncover the villain responsible. The story is amazingly well written and pretty original, greatly paced, has plenty of hilarious comedy and suspenseful action, some pretty solid drama, has a pretty good and intriguing mystery, and on top of that, contains very powerful and well-told messages and morals about prejudice, racism and believing in yourself and following your dreams, and they feel very natural and not forced. The comedy is very spot on and a majority of the jokes and gags hit bullseyes, like Judy's over-the-top death scene in her play, the nudist animal sanctuary and Judy's reactions, Flash and the other sloths in the DMV, the banter between Judy and Nick, and the final gag involving Flash. There's also some pretty intriguing drama with bits like Nick's backstory, the city becoming more divided, Judy's decision to leave the ZPD after feeling like she made things worse, and her and Nick going their separate ways after a miscommunication. There's also a good amount of heart with bits like the growing friendship between Judy and Nick, and the overall themes of the movie. The action scenes are a lot of fun, but can also get pretty intense and suspenseful, like Judy chasing Weaselton into Little Rodentia, Manches chasing Judy and Nick in the Rainforest District, the two escaping the facility where the savage predators are being kept, and the climax where Judy and Nick try to retrieve the cause of the attacks, and facing off against the mastermind of the dastardly plot. The animation is spectacularly well done and crafted. The characters all have awesome designs and very fluid movement. The backdrops and settings are just beautifully well crafted and detailed. The effects like the rain, explosions, and the lighting are well done, and the designs and looks of each district of the city, at least the ones we see, are very nicely crafted. The characters are all extremely likable and well developed. Judy is a very likable and relatable protagonist, as she is very nice and wants to do the right thing. She's brave enough to take any wrongdoer on even if they're much bigger than her, and she's also very determined to prove herself to her doubters and do anything she can to solve the big mystery. She also learns to conquer a prejudice she didn't know she had. Nick is not only a really funny and snarky comic relief who likes to mess with Judy sometimes, and a cunning con man, but he's also just as relatable as Judy, as he faces prejudice almost on a daily basis, all because he's a fox. He also begins to warm up to Judy and the two do begin to form a very strong friendship. Bogo is another pretty solid character as he starts off very dismissive and harsh towards Judy all because of her being a rabbit and doesn't think she can do anything that the other officers can, but he does learn to become more open-minded towards her and see her value and potential. And he also has a few pretty funny moments. There's a ton of very likable and memorable side characters and they all play a key part in the story. Clawser is wonderfully bumbly and kind-hearted comic relief. Yax is pretty funny with his laid-back personality. Lionheart is a pretty decent and interesting character as he's usually a stern and kind politician like so few, but does do some morally questionable things. Mr. Big can be pretty intimidating as a big crime boss despite his size, but he is willing to help Judy and Nick solve the case. Frou-Frou is pretty sweet and nice despite being the daughter of a crime lord. Bonnie and Stu are both very supportive but also concerned parents. Weaselton is a decently funny and sneaky crook. Flash is just hilarious with him and the other sloths moving so dang slow. Finnick is also pretty funny with him helping Nick pull off his cons. Gideon is a solid bully in the beginning, and is shown to have matured and moved on since then and became a better person. And Gazelle is a pretty nice and caring person who does legitimately care for the city and wants everyone in it to be themselves without facing backlash or repercussions. As for who the villain is behind all the attacks, I'm not saying who it is here just in case someone reading this hasn't seen the movie. But while their plan is very diabolical and sinister, their motives are honestly pretty weak and kinda petty. And it uses the surprise villain cliché in a pretty weak way as their reveal is both very sudden and easily predictable. The voice acting is amazingly well done and delivers some spectacular performances like Jennifer Goodwin as Judy, Jason Bateman as Nick, Idris Elba as Bogo, Jenny Slate as Bellwether, J.K. Simmons as Lionheart, Tommy Chong as Yax, and many more. The music is beautifully well done. The score by Michael Giacchino is very well composed and captures the upbeat, dramatic, and intense tone of the film, and Shakiri's song Try Everything is amazingly well written and performed, and encapsulates the film's themes. So, for my final verdict on this Disney movie, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Although I didn't saw it in theaters, or watch it on TV, or bought a DVD or Blu-ray, but when I first heard of this film, I thought that it wouldn't be anything too special, but could be a cute buddy cop flick and get a good laugh. But then when I saw it, I was blown away by how amazing it was with nearly everything it gave. This is an absolute must-watch. It is great that Walt Disney Animation Studios was doing more ideas to make us amazed. This concludes today's episode. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell for notifications, and let me know in the comments in which movie I'm gonna review next. Have a good day everyone.